Hello everyone, Emily here. I have put my yarn, I have 2 strands of the gray. I took it from the middle and the outside of my skein, and I am now going around, oh, I missed a stitch there. I'm going around each peg. You can see I'm going around in the back. I missed that peg, so I need to go back. So I'm going around the back and going around the pegs, and I'm going to do that to each one all the way around. And what I did is I just did a slip knot and put it on that first peg. These work up super quick. So here I am right at the beginning. I'm pushing all of those down. So I have it here. I'm right back where I started. And I'm just going to do the same thing with my double strand of my gray. So I took 1 strand from the middle and 1 from the outside. And I'm going to go all the way around. I thought that if I doubled it, it will be nice and thick. And then as I get further, I'm going to use 1 strand of gray and then 1 strand of a different color. And then I will put different colors on there, and hopefully it will blend them all together. This is a pink. This is different than the baby hat that I did. This one is a bigger round, and I've made hats out of this before for adults, so I know that this will work perfectly fine. So I'm right back here at the beginning. So you can see here, this is where I stopped. I did my last one around. So that is the first one that I want to grab and take over the top. I did wrap it pretty tight there. That way I can let go of the strand and it's not going to unravel. So now I'm just going to continue to go all the way around and take it over. I just want this hat to be a little different and nice and colorful. The last ones I've made on here were not double stranded, they were single stranded, and they came out really nice. So I'm kind of new to doing this, so I really only know this basic stitch. I do plan on learning more, but right now I'm really enjoying just doing this. These hats work up really quick, and it's very fun and it's very relaxing. You can see these work up really quick. So this is the outside of the hat, and this is going to be the inside of the hat. I'm going to go ahead and finish going around, and then I'm going to change my color. I'm not sure what color I'm going to change it to yet. Something nice and bright and pretty. But you can see this works up really quickly. And just go up this little area they have cut in for you here. I'm going to cut one of these strands. It'll leave me a nice tail. And I'm going to choose a color. I have all my yarn sitting around me, and I'm going to choose this off green. It is Red Heart Super Saver, and it is frosty green. It's really pretty. Green is my favorite color. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to leave a nice tail of this color that I'm changing. I'm going to put it right with my gray. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to very carefully go ahead and start wrapping it around. So I have one strand of the gray and one strand of the green. Always have to run into a little knot. Doesn't it seem that way? Okay, there we go. So if you didn't see my last video, I did make a Bernat baby blanket yarn hat. I used a smaller one of these pegs, and it came out really super cute. And that yarn was really super thick. I really enjoyed doing that. So I started out talking in that one, and then I ended up doing texts till the end. Sometimes I run out of breath, and so it's just easier for me to text. I hope that doesn't bother people when I do that, because when I start a project, I kind of want to keep going until I actually finish it. I don't like to pause and come back later. I just want to do it and get it done, because when I'm not doing it here on camera, I mean crocheting, I am crocheting or doing something even though it's not on camera, because I just absolutely love it. So I did this one where I left off so that I can let go of my string. This is really easy to see right now because I'm taking the two gray ones over. And I'm just going to go ahead and do a few rows of the screen. See how it looks. Maybe it will just look like specks, I don't know. I haven't made any hats for a while. I'm kind of stuck on wearing my pink hat that I made. I did a tutorial and it was from Tina Dorveldar. And right now that's my most favorite hat that I'm wearing. And wearing the scarf that my friend made me. Absolutely love it. It's the most warmest scarf I think I've ever had. But I still need to make some hats for the homeless. I could give it to them this year, or I can save them for next year. I just like to take them and give them to the homeless. So you can see the green in there a little bit. Maybe the next year I'll be able to see it better. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap around. I'm going to do a few rows and then I will be back. You can see the green. It's going to be the outside of the hat, so you can see the pretty little stitch there. And then this is the inside of the hat. So I like the way the green just kind of blends in with it. It's not too bright, too drastic. So I like that. And I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. I think I'm going to do a couple more, and then I'm just going to change my color until my hat is this way long enough from the top of my head. And I think I want this to be the top of my hat, and I'm going to try to make this right here the rim of my hat, so when I take it off, every time I take the needle through and I take it off, I'm going to tie a knot, not like I did with the Bernat baby hat, and we'll see how that comes out. So I'm just going to keep going until it's as long as I need it to be to fit on my head. My hat is as big as I think I want it to be. I added a few different colors. You can see this light green, a darker green, and then this teal. So I'm going to go ahead and end it. And I was thinking about making this my bottom, or making this the bottom of my hat and tying this together, because you can see how it curls up. Or I could take my crochet hook and put a border on the bottom here, because I kind of like the thought of having this gray on the bottom. So I guess I will just have to wait and see. So I'm ready to end it. And you can see here when I changed my colors, what I did is after I went a few rows, I went back and I tied them in a knot. But I did do a few rows first, just because I wanted it to not be pulled real tight. I didn't want it to affect the look of my hat from the outside. And then I just cut it off. So here, I only need one strand. So I think I'm going to choose to keep the gray. And I'm going to cut this teal off. Since I am taking it off, I'm just going to go ahead and tie a knot here. I tied 3. And I won't need this for a while. Grab my needle here. And the last one I did, I cut way too much. So let's see. I'm just going to cut quite a bit off. I guess I can always get more if I need it. So I'm going to go ahead and start right here. So if you wanted this to be the top of your hat, you would just continue to pull it through, and you just keep going through each one, and then at the end you could pull it tight. It's really simple to take this off. I'm just going to continue to do this all the way around. And I'll just be able to pull it and have that top close up really nicely. And I gotta say, I am happy to think about having this gray on the bottom. So I'm just going to keep doing this all the way around. Now that I have my hat off, I'm going to pull it inside out. Pull my yarn through. And I'm going to go ahead and pull it tight. I'm going to pull it tight. Go through here a little bit. Pull it nice and tight. Go through it a little bit more. Just going to keep pulling it nice and tight. Oh, Gracie has to, let's move this. She has to get in and Just relax here with me. I like that. I like that a lot when you go around it with the needle. And now that I'm done doing that, I'm just going to go across my hat. I like knots, so I'm going to just take this piece here, you know, when I was pulling it through, and I'm going to tie a knot. There we go. Cut that off. Ooh, I like all this color. Love all this color. I like the way it all blended together. This is pretty thick with two skeins of yarn. So we have the blue, that green, and the light green. And it's just kind of like here and there. It's very pretty. I really like it. So I'm not very happy about this bottom curling up. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to get my crochet hook out. I got my gray here. I'm going to use just one strand, excuse me. Got my slip knot. Put my stuff over here. Get this pointy stuff away from Gracie. I'm going to grab me a crochet hook and I am going to grab it's chewed up here. It's a 4.5. Apparently I wouldn't pet somebody and I crocheted, so when I fell asleep they chewed up the end of my hook. Sometimes, I gotta tell you, I have 6 cats, so I just gotta tell you that sometimes they get really upset with me that I won't pet them, and I'll find my hooks gone. And I have found them underneath the kitchen table, in my bedroom, on the floor, behind my chair. They just get very upset with me. So I'm just going to start this anywhere. Right here. And I'm going to do a single crochet. And then I'm also going to go in right here where you have like the braid. I'm going to go right in there in the braid. And I have 4 strands. And I'm going to go in between just in between the 2 braids. And I'm going to do that all the way around. So I'm going to go in here, here, in the braids, in between the braids, and in the braids again. So that's going to make this really nice little border that's just one single crochet. So I'm going to go right in there. You see there's 4 strands. So if you pull it apart, you're basically going through this one and the next one. And then I'm going to go in between the 2 braids, and I'm just going to go under here, and there's only 2 loops and 1 single crochet. Then when I go here where the braid is, and you don't have to fight it, you can just go here and get it, and then go over and get the other 2. So there's no fighting it. You don't have to fight it at all. And when you go through that braid right there, it just helps this one from being pulled out, because you can see you're only going through 2 loops. And then you're going to go here. So you can just go like that, and you don't have to fight it to go in between them. And I'm just going to do that all the way around. I just did a slip knot. Go in anywhere you want to and just go all the way around. I think it gives it a nice clean look, and it's also not trying to roll up. So I'm just going to do that all the way around. And then when you get to the end, I'm just going to do a slip knot here and tie it in a knot. Here's my last stitch. And I'm going to go over here, and I'm just going to do a slip stitch where I started. Tie a knot here. Me and my knots. I'll get that and bury that in a little bit. And my hat is done. I'm really happy with this hat. This hat came out really good. I'm very happy with it. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, have a great day, and I will be back soon. Thank you. Bye.